And that should have been on the recording.
Okay. So,
Yo.
let's talk. Well, first off, introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. I'm Eli. I'm Brian's non-terrorist friend.
You really do not have to specify that.
Yeah, I do. Of course I do.
Alright.
I'm sure nobody gets that joke, but sure, why not?
Oh, the right people get it. It's fine. So,
Cool.
you wanted to talk today about Harry Potter, and I think that's great because you are British, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Let me get this straight before we get all the flames and hates and whatnot. I really like Harry Potter. Like, my dad used to read Harry Potter to me, so proper nostalgic.
Right.
And I listen to the audiobooks at night. Like, every night I'll put on like usually the same chapter, but I guess we'll get into that. Every night, it's really easy to sleep to. Stephen Fry's voice is really great. Stephen Fry as the person, no, I think he's a bit of a twat. But as audiobook reader, sure, why not? Like, go for it. I don't like the Jim Dale ones. He does loads of different voices, and while it's charming, it's really distracting. Like, if you've heard the Stephen Fry ones, he tries to do like an Irish accent whenever he does like the Seamus voice, and it sounds terrible, and he doesn't do voices for anybody else. He doesn't do a voice for Hermione, he doesn't do a voice for Hagrid, just Seamus and I think a couple others. And they just don't sound very good.
Well, it's like, we gotta insist that the Irish characters are different, right? Because they're Irish. It's just like...
Yeah, but like, that's not even part of their sort of shtick. Like, Seamus's whole thing wasn't, oh, I'm Irish. No, he's like a half-blood and really terrible at magic, and also a bit of a dick in the fifth book.
Right.
So...
But that's all.
Yes,
that's all the audiobook. You said you had plot holes to talk about.
Oh, there's plot holes, like audiobook and the film. I mean, like, you can forgive the films because in filmmaking you have to do creative liberties. You've got to make sure that the viewer understands enough, but you don't create like a lore in of itself that you then have to follow throughout the entire series, because then you get bogged down with the magic system, you get bogged down with too much of the story, when in fact, while the story is what brings people into the cinema, they then want to see all the action, they then want to see all the magic and all of that happening around them. Oh, Jesus. Let me just turn my phone onto silent because that's going to last for a while. So yeah, I can forgive the films, but and I don't mind if they're too faithful or not. I'd love a Netflix series, but yeah. In regards to just the whole world, it doesn't quite make sense. So one point that keeps sort of sticking in my mind: why on earth did Harry go into the Chamber of Secrets? There was no point to him, Ron, and a wizard they then find out is a fraud going into the Chamber of Secrets.
Hang on. It's been quite a while since I've read or seen the Chamber of Secrets, but didn't they do it to try to find a cure for Hermione turning into stone?
No, they did that because Ginny Weasley was taken into the Chamber of Secrets. Now, there's a lot of people in Hogwarts, lots of children in Hogwarts. It's a massive, like, secondary school, boarding school. So it's not like people are off sick or anything. Everyone's in the school. How on earth did they find out it was Ginny Weasley?
Especially when doesn't the school automatically like stairways lead to different rooms just on their own mind, so
they
like
have to look for these students, but
people would get lost all the time.
like, it's not like a fire drill. They even find out like the best case scenario, they found out about the someone has been taken into the Chamber of Secrets. So like, okay, let's put everyone back in their dormitories, uh, and then they get in. Then they go to the dormitories and they do a roll call, like a fire drill or whatnot.
Sure, like a prisoner count with a clicker.
He isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's best case scenario. Go for it. Why not? But that didn't happen. They sent everyone back to their rooms and immediately go to the corridor rather than all the teachers staying with their students. No, leave the students alone with prefects. Okay, people who can't do magic outside, isn't it? And then go to the corridor and then announce that Ginny Weasley's gone. They haven't made any sort of effort in finding out who it was. Regardless, okay, let's say they did the fire drill thing and we just didn't see it or hear about it and they sort of glossed over it. We can go for that. Why did Harry, Ron, and Lockhart go into the chamber? No point whatsoever. They knew where it was. They knew the monster. Go to Dumbledore, who's like the greatest wizard ever, to go into the... Well, maybe not even go into the chamber. Maybe have some sort of way of, like, snaking the snake out. Like, snake the... Oh my god.
I mean, one of the most obvious examples of...
Train snake. Oh my god.
One of the most obvious examples of a Harry Potter plot hole is, like, Hermione fixes Harry's glasses with magic, but not his eyesight.
Yeah, I've got no real problem with that because you can do certain things with magic, like fix bones and whatnot. But as you saw by Lockhart and by Luna, that fixing bones can be a bit tricky. It's not something you want to do with magic. You want to do with like a potion or something like that. So there might be something in the wizarding world where you can cure eyesight with like a potion or whatnot. But either it's expensive or maybe you just don't want to use it. You'd rather just wear glasses. Once you've been wearing glasses for a while, I know some people sort of see it as that's their face, that's their identity. So I'll let them off on that. No real reason for not fixing Draco's teeth in the film, but we'll leave that. They looked appalling.
Well, I mean,
they fixed them in the third film, but yeah.
Draco's British, though, so it's fine. I can say shit.
Our dental care is fucking shit. Like, I can't actually get into a dentist where I live because I'm in a student town, and this is going to sound really weird, but when the students come, they sign up with a dentist. Well, sometimes they sign up with a dentist, and then when they leave, they don't sign out. So they've still got people on their lists ready for like checkups, their 6-month checkups. So they've got shit tons of people on their checkups, but they're not actually there. So no one else can join into the dentistry. It's not even a very big town. It's not even got a huge population.
No,
we've got like 6 dentists.
We're getting off track. I apologize for that.
I love dentists. They're amazing. Sorry, guys.
I hate them. Oh, those dentists. Anyway.
Well, it's probably better than yours. Your healthcare sucks.
I'm about 600 in debt from my last dental operation.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Like, you break a bone, you go bankrupt.
It's like, I had to get wisdom teeth removed, and they could have just, like... But they didn't. They're like, no, you need anesthesia.
You don't have to have your wisdom teeth removed. You just don't. Like, I know, like, it crushes your teeth a little bit, but your actual bone are designed to grow. Your teeth are designed to grow. Your mouth is, like, millions of evolution.
So what happened was I had one back here that had a cavity, and I'm like, I just need it to get it filled, and they're like, we don't fill wisdom teeth. We take them out. I'm like...
Yeah, charge you for it.
What? Why? They're like, no.
The money.
pretty
Pay me the
much.
money.
And then they tried to charge me like hundreds of dollars for a toothbrush. I'm like, why? I'm looking at the receipt here, like the preliminary bill before the operation, and I'm noticing you're charging me $189 for, it says Oral-B cleaning instrument, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you an electric toothbrush at the end. I'm like, no, you're not. Not for $189. You're not.
I'm gonna AliExpress this shit.
Really? All right.
Okay, back to Harry Potter.
Back to Harry Potter.
I wrote a list in preparation for this, and so far you're the only person to like this on Facebook.
Of course.
Everyone. Oh, I post such gems. It's amazing, but nobody gives a fuck. So, Wingardium Leviosa. You didn't see this one. I'm not sure if you saw it. So, Wingardium Leviosa, what can you lift with this spell? Because in the first film, and even in the book, he, like, with a flick of his wrist, Ron can levitate a club, a massive, like, trunk, like tree trunk, that the troll's holding.
Mm-hmm.
So, very little training, very little thought put into it, really, and like it's not like struggling to hold it up. It's just I'm holding it one-handed. So, what can you lift with Wingardium Leviosa? Surely, like anything?
Surely.
Or only lift? It's not explained. I watch a channel on YouTube. You've seen it. Lessons on world building. I forgot. Tim Hexon. Hang on. Let me just Google who I. It's on my page. He's the only person I Patreon actually because he does really good videos. Actually, Hello Future Me. That's the channel. Whereas all on world building, it's on hard and soft magic. And Harry Potter has to be the softest magic ever because just magic ex machina, a wizard fucking did it. Anytime they need magic to work, it suddenly works. Or anytime they need a spell or a potion, there's a potion. It's not explained very well. So, could you lift a skyscraper with Wingardium Leviosa? Could you smash the foundations of Bombarda repeatedly, turn them into magma or something with some random spell, and then Wingardium Leviosa a skyscraper and hurl it at bloody Voldemort?
I mean, it would probably kill him, honestly, an entire skyscraper. I thought...
Bullet would fucking kill him. Why didn't someone shoot it?
Because he's a wizard, and the wizards don't seem to have a whole lot of logic or common sense to them. Considering, a lot of the Harry Potter books don't really lead to, like, enough scrutiny, I think, to make sense on their own, or even in the context of the entire series as a whole. I think there are definitely contradictions, and J.K. Rowling is trying her best to fix them, but is too really concerned with other...
politics. Oh yeah, Dumbledore. He gay.
Sure, okay, that one's fine. It's things like I can't tell if they're real or fake anymore. Like Hagrid being genderqueer. It's like I don't know about that.
They say that it's her book. She can write and do what she wants. I don't accept that, and I don't think anybody should accept that, because once you put something into public, well, it's not really public domain, but once you make something public, once you publish your book, you get people invested into it. You want people to be invested in it, especially like say if people buy your book, they've invested money into your book. If people watch your films, they've invested time into your work, and you should sort of respect your readers, respect your listeners, your viewers, in making a coherent storyline after you've finished writing the books. Make sure you're not alienating the people who watched and invested in your work. On top of that, Harry Potter Wizarding World, I think the new brand is the Wizarding World.
Right, because you can't just keep calling it Harry Potter Land or
Harry Potter anymore. It's fucking Fantastic Beasts and all sorts of random shit on Pottermore too.
yeah.
People literally invest money in that franchise, in the company, in the franchise. So I think she owes it to the people who have stock in her well, not her companies, but in those franchises. I'd be pissed off as fuck after she said that Dumbledore was gay. Nothing against gay people, but
I mean, they're burning in hell for a different reason.
When people have issues with gay people, some people do. Sorry, that's the world. You're gonna have people upset with the franchise and not read or watch the franchise and lose money. Maybe that didn't happen, but it's something that can happen. So I think there's definitely an issue with that. And I think she should be a bit more careful with what she puts on the internet. Like, take away her Twitter account. She's not as dangerous as, say, Donald Trump's Twitter, but get in there. I didn't vote.
Oh, you didn't vote for the American election? That's crazy.
I didn't. Right? I know I'm a foreigner, so I haven't even been to America.
Yeah, me neither. So I think I saw a joke post from Twitter, like the official Twitter said, "Hey, we're changing everybody's tweet. You can now tweet up to 149 characters, except for Donald Trump, you can only tweet one character." And it has like a response from him that's just the letter N. That would have been great if real.
I mean, that's what they could do. They could limit people's ability. Like, they already closed down people's accounts.
If we are just switching over to Twitter, I have so many different weird stories about that. Are you ready to switch all the way off of Harry Potter?
I mean, talk about what you want. It could lead back to Harry Potter.
Okay. 4chan started making all of these fake sock accounts that were just like this characterized NPC looking face, just like a gray blank face, just posting like scripts. But then they started getting followed and retweeted by actually high prolific, like, liberal media Twitters, which proves that those are also going off scripts and bots.
Well, yeah. Like, I think that was the whole point in it. I think that was that's why people made these bots. It sort of exposed everyone.
Well, the
people who really tweet proper tweets are Kim Jong Un and fucking Donald Trump. They're the only real people on Twitter. Like, just you don't use Twitter. I'm sure you don't. I use Facebook like Twitter.
Yeah, me too. It's using Facebook like Twitter is a great way to not get any reactions, but I sure do that. Oh, good. My alarm's going off. It's 10 a.m.
It's 6 p.m.
Time zones.
Time zones in Oregon.
Only 8 hours different.
Just in case you didn't tell everyone.
Oh, yeah. I live in Oregon, right next to like Sasquatch country. And here's the thing.
Sasquatch country? What the fuck's that?
Oh,
No, I'm not. I'm like British Australian. I don't like.
I didn't realize you were a prisoner. No, so in you can see the rage in his face. No,
mine wasn't. They all say that, but mine wasn't.
It was a conjugal visit. No, so Oregon has all these pictures of like Sasquatch and everything because we're in the Pacific Northwest, so everything is like Bigfoot search or cryptid or like we're trying to find Bigfoot. Half the cars around here have stickers on it. It's this whole crazy thing, which is weird because I have a very large foot, and you'd think it would be a lot easier to buy shoes for my size foot in Bigfoot country.
You have the internet, though.
Yeah, but boots are expensive.
What? Yeah, what's internet like? in America? Like, what's the speeds you get? Because it hasn't been very good recently. I've been told.
Sorry, one more time.
What's your internet speed?
My internet speed. I don't know. I don't know, buddy.
You don't actively check. I check like every day because they like to throttle it because I look up things on the internet. Not illegal things. FBI agent watching me.
So
Like 100 megabits a second. It's like South Korean standards 10 years ago. It's brilliant. So, yes, let's go back to some Harry Potter because I've got an expensive go for that.
go back to Harry Potter. I think that it would have been great if it was all a dream.
The missus had this idea, and I think my mum backed it up as well because she's into like child psychology and childcare and stuff.
How is Jade, by the way?
Oh, she's nice. She's okay. She's still snores. I forgot this girl on Facebook. It's fine. I say worse about Jade on Facebook. So yeah, she's all right. Still works.
So she had this theory about dreams.
About dreams. She said that she read or she thought that he created this wizarding world up in his mind because he was being abused by like his relatives or maybe even his parents, like his actual mum and dad, like Vernon and Aunt Pashuna were actually his mum and dad, but he was being abused. So he created a new world where he's got better parents who are rich and famous and everything. And this world, he's got sort of total freedom. But then life is trying to like crush him and take him down and stuff. And then he wakes up from his dream state thing, or he's in an asylum or shit like that.
God, what a good, interesting, and even the most of all original theory for a story to take a turn like that.
Yeah, rather than we're gonna have kids and stuff. Yeah, don't have kids, guys. So why did Harry have to take why did he take the stone from the mirror?
The Philosopher's Stone from the Mirror of Erised?
Yeah. Why did he take the stone? Why did he need it?
To keep it out of...
The mirror was already doing that. Voldemort could not get the stone from the mirror. Like, that was the whole point in the fucking mirror. It was brought into Hogwarts because it was so powerful it could keep physical objects within it, and the only person who could take it would be the person who wants it but won't use it. Now Voldemort, he was so terrified of death that he would do anything to keep himself alive. So that includes using the fucking stone. So Voldemort could not take that stone from the mirror. So why did anyone have to go near it? They could have left fucking Voldemort down in the dungeon, or wherever the hell the mirror was. What, Teddy? Nope. Okay. So, he's not. So, you're like, Daddy, like, what? I'm on the table. Nice. Love you. So, back to the thought. Okay, a few inceptions deep.
Why don't they just use the time turner to go back and kill Voldemort? Why don't they use the time turner to go back and... Why don't they use it in any book that isn't Prisoner of Azkaban?
Well, the problem with time travel in any form is that you create paradoxes, and it's not... It shouldn't be used. Like, morally, it shouldn't be allowed to go in time. to fix a mistake, because you learn from your mistakes. Like, your mistakes define you. So
You know,
I don't think it's morally right to do it, and I think that's why they must have locked them all up.
there was that one book that came out after all the others, and it was basically written just as a script, where it was like Harry's son or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a proper play that came out, and it didn't get very good reviews
because it was not proper.
It was like a fanfic.
Basically. I think it's once the Time Turner showed up in that, I got upset and I closed the book and I never finished it. So I take back my time travel complaint.
No, it's bad.
It's a bad book.
So we got that. They should have just left him to waste away in front of the mirror, like Dumbledore fucking said would happen. That's why they put it down there. So Dumbledore waste away and die. That's the whole point. And no, instead, Harry goes down and gets it. Okay, done. Now, if Harry can hear the basilisk talking, why couldn't everybody else hear the hissing? Because they can hear snakes hissing, they can hear Harry hissing. It's a massive fucking basilisk. Why couldn't they hear it hissing in the walls? And be like, oh, that's a bit weird. What the fuck is that? Why?
Maybe they heard it and they thought it was like the plumbing.
Well, if they did, there was no mention of that in the book.
Oh god, that was another of J.K. Rowling's crazy retcons, wasn't it? That before they had plumbing in there, wizards apparently just...
Yeah.
No, let me finish my thought. They just take a shit while standing anywhere and then just apparate it away. It's like... No.
Yeah, genuine retcon there.
No.
But then they sort of improved on the rec with Pottermore, where it's like, well, this guy was in charge of creating the plumbing, and he was like a descendant from Slytherin, and created like a hidden chamber in the toilet. Yeah.
It makes no sense to like include something like that, and then it's like, well, the Chamber of Secrets, obviously the entrance is inside of that old abandoned girl's bathroom or whatever, and it's like, but you just said they didn't have one.
Well, it was a like trap door in the like before it was a bathroom. It was like a normal whatnot, because they didn't have massive ornate bathrooms in like 1,000 years ago, which they apparently lived. Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous.
That's what I thought when I first read the book. When I first watched the film 1,000 years ago, they didn't have fucking bathrooms like that. 1,000 years ago is like 1066, like earlier than that. Battle of Hastings shit. The Normans were invading.
Those damn Normans. Always invading those Normans.
Don't get the end confused. I've already done... Harry didn't need to go into the chamber. That was stupid. Why didn't he tell the teachers about the diary? I mean, yeah, at first, finding a diary, okay, nothing really
Finding
important.
a diary, nothing important. Okay, so it talks back to you when you write in it.
But in the whole room was destroyed with Ginny searching for the diary. And people knew that Gryffindor's tower had sort of been ransacked. Everyone knew about it. Why didn't he tell someone, oh yeah, they also stole my new book? They also stole this weirdly powerful thing, which I was shown a vision in, that Hagrid was the heir of Slytherin?
Right?
Why wouldn't he tell anyone about that? Surely he'd think, hang on, the person who stole this book, who has evidence of the heir of Slytherin, they must be the heir of Slytherin.
Well, that was only like book 2 though. The kid's only been there for like 2 years. He's still trying to get accustomed to all this magic crap. He doesn't know.
Okay.
He's only 12. He's only 12 years old in that book.
At 12, I had a pocket knife. If I'm allowed a pocket knife, he needs to have a bit more responsibility himself. What the fuck? Like,
At 12, I had a pocket knife. He has a magical wand.
Exactly, he can kill people. Well, kind of.
He shouldn't, but he can, yes.
He can't drink beer, but he can, like, makes, like, bubbles come out of people's noses. Like,
yeah, wasn't, like, Hogsmeade just, like, the entire thing of that just, like, added in halfway through the series, and it's just, oh, it's always been next door to Hogwarts. We just never mentioned it.
In the first film, if you see, when the train arrives on their first sort of train ride to Hogwarts, they stop at Hogsmeade. Genuinely, on the train says Hogsmeade. The sign, sorry, at the train station says Hogsmeade. Watch it back. Yeah. So it was a proper thing, and like Godric's Hollow was like a proper thing as well in the first book. It all seemed quite well planned, but she hadn't finished the books, of course. You adapt from what people pick up on, I suppose, that you add and remove things which people enjoyed in the books. So it makes sense that the fourth book, which was massive, well, it explains why it was so big, because you want to expand on things that people really enjoyed. And people enjoyed a lot of the first 3 books, especially kids. When kids pick up on something, they want a bit more depth. They want it to be a bit more interesting. And so that's why the fourth book was so big. And why each book after that just kept on getting bigger and bigger, because she doesn't know constraint. Why don't the Ministry use legitimacy on criminal suspects?
Your audio cut out halfway through that.
Okay. Why don't the Ministry use legitimacy or veritaserum on the criminal suspects?
Oh, the thing that would make them only tell the truth?
Yeah. Or read their minds like you can.
Politics.
But clearly their politics don't work if they can just expel people without any evidence whatsoever.
No, I mean, why don't, like, regular criminal... Like, you don't inject truth serum into everybody that you question. No, it's all politics. You could have, like, frame jobs and everything. You're not supposed to, and it shouldn't be publicized, but that would be a reason why they wouldn't use that spell on every single suspect. As I'm sure...
But a big, like, proper suspect, like someone who is say you want to absolve yourself if people think that you've like murdered someone or cruciatus or whatnot. Surely you want to be able to absolve yourself of that. Like, Jeremy Kyle show would be so much easier, so much more entertaining with veritaserum. Yeah. Oh, and lastly, with Harry Potter, wand lanyards. Why not? Wand lanyards.
Oh, you said wand lanyards earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't connect the dots. Like, just hang it.
No. Off your wrist, like the Wii remote.
Oh.
Why not do that?
Wrist straps?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Do that. Especially in, like, a training academy, as is what Hogwarts is. Yeah,
if someone uses Expelliarmus on you, you've still got your wand.
Oh my god. That's brilliant.
Like, seriously, it's just a piece of string. Use a spell to keep it round your wrist. Surely there's a spell that ties a rope round your hand.
Well, the bulk of the Harry Potter story... Hang on, the bulk of the Harry Potter story was, like, during the 90s, right? The 1990s?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Wii was popularized in 2008, so presumably, once 2008 hits Wizard World, a couple of the Muggles would bring in their own little wrist straps. That would be brilliant. I mean, hell, the Wii was very popular. Even Doctor Who used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Apparently the Queen got one sent to her. Apparently the Queen got one
the
sent
Queen
to her.
had one.
Well, I imagine she had a Wii, yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, yeah, but based on what small international knowledge I know about the Queen, about your Queen.
Very about the Queen. She likes chocolate, corgis, and the Wii.
Oh yeah, the corgis thing, that kind of blew my mind. There's a story, I have no idea who the guy was, but apparently he was just trying to follow suit in whatever she was doing, so she ordered like all these breadsticks or whatever, and he did the same. And then her corgis came in and she gave them to the dogs and then turned to him and said, "What are you gonna do with yours?"
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah.
She doesn't do interviews too much because she's got to. Well, she doesn't have to remain impartial, but she knows that she can cause a lot of sort of international incidents if she does talk. She did say that that Prince Harry and Prince William were very into McDonald's. He used to like eating McDonald's. Yeah, the big M.
Oh gosh. Just your country's figurehead is so much better than ours. Just
Yeah. Who's your country figurehead?
the Orangeman.
Really? Is he much of a figurehead? So would I don't consider him the figurehead. He's the president. You can change him out. Well, hopefully change him out at some point.
Fingers crossed, 2020.
I don't think you really have one.
No, he kind of serves that purpose, though.
I suppose. I wouldn't say Theresa May serves.
I mean, with all of his talk about... Okay, now we're just talking about American politics. With all of his talk about building a wall, it's been years. So if he actually had the power to do that without the checks and balances in place, I'm sure he would have.
Yeah.
But because of all the checks and balances, it appears if we just have an absolute lunatic in the White House that he can't actually do all that much. So I would consider him at this point a figurehead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to get a bit of flack for saying this, but he hasn't been the worst president in the world.
Not the worst, but not by
Not
any
the
means. Not by any means the best.
No, and he's not been good. He's
No.
been a bit of a twat. But there have definitely been worse, like
Yeah.
genuine treason shit you've had.
Yeah. Watergate. There was that whole thing, and like the Lincoln tried to do some shit, and he got shot for it. Why am I making jokes about that? That is a terrible thing to make jokes about. What the fuck?
Who, Lincoln?
Huh?
Who, about Lincoln?
Yeah.
That was ages ago. Joke about 9/11 now.
No,
The Americans don't. Everybody else does. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we still teach our school children songs about that one time that your bridge fell down, so it's
Oh
fine.
yeah, London Bridge is falling down. Yeah. No, we teach that in our schools too.
That
course.
seems odd.
Yeah.
We
I
should...
mean, yeah. You whitewash your history like you whitewashed your White House. Boom.
Oh. Oh god, that was brilliant. Is there anything else you would like to say? Because we have been talking for quite a few minutes here, and it sure has gone.
I don't know, like, what do you want to talk about? I don't give a shit.
No, this is great. Well, I actually did have plans for 20 minutes ago, so I'm gonna cut this here. Thank you for joining me today.
When I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, I love them when they tuck their dicks between their legs. Oh, there you go. That's what you can finish on, Brian. Have fun.
You're an absolute dick. All right. Thank you very much for joining us on this channel today, Eli. We really did appreciate all the different Harry Potter stuff up until you said that RuPaul thing. That was very lovely. And then you said that, and anyway, bye.
Bye. Don't you dare cut that.